Hello everyone, welcome to the MOONMOON Invitational Qualifier 1.4, the last one before we have the actual Invitational going. Don't remember when it's starting. I'm sure you guys can find out the information on your own. Anyway, I'm CX Dave, and joining with me is Broda.
Hello, that's me.
And we'll be taking you through this first map on Gibraltar. We've got, how many teams in the bracket right now?
7
teams going on, so we've got...
Yeah,
covering the quarters and semis, and we'll be moving the finals, as usual, to be casted by MOONMOON on his stream at 12 p.m. Eastern. Right? 12 p.m.? I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, 12 p.m.
Fairly sure.
Anyway, we're starting off on Gibraltar for this map pick here. We've got 499 versus Team Riptide. We've seen 499 and Riptide quite a lot, and both teams are really strong contenders for what we need to, strong contenders for what might be finalists for this tier, but we'll be seeing them earlier on in the bracket, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll see a good game nonetheless.
Yeah.
On the defense side of Riptide, we've got SHD on Lucio, Choco on Tracer, A-Gold on Genji, Cal on Zenyatta, mostly red on Winston, and Potato Man 77 on Soldier 76.
Now let's see if they're going to take that forward position and try and engage on the cart a little bit sooner than later. Team 49, Bass and Strat at the start. Make sure that the Riptide has the cart right away, right off the bat.
And again, Capitan makes a SSHD video, and looks like Riptide is feeling back to the high ground, but as they feel back, they keep on falling. 499 able to chase them down and put the pressure on, getting some free cart push. Riptide might be able to get, they're likely going to be able to get another contest at the very end, but the cart is going to be moving through that difficult to push through choke point, thanks to some tricks.
Yep, that was beautiful pick and coordination out of Team 49, even though they lost a few people there.
A-Gold takes on Cupcake right away, but Capitano finishes off the Winston of Riptide. A-Gold falls as well, and that's going to be payload push. Despite efforts to contest, with mostly red, the only tank on the team on the side of Riptide falling early, they really don't have any bodies to put onto the cards to fight.
Yeah, those the high ground contests out of Riptide and 499. 499 was able to contest the high ground over there, so it really halted Riptide from getting out there and contesting the cart, and 499 was able to push it through without any problem.
Riptide gets a couple picks onto 499, and 499 decides wisely to back off, wait for the spawners. A lot of ults coming up on both sides here now. This next fight's probably going to be a pretty explosive one.
This is Riptide taking that high ground.
Here comes Dragon Blade coming out from Cupcake, but he goes down right away. Sound barriers from both sides, as well as the Transcendence for 499. Cupcake's Dragon Blade completely wasted. Yeah, his Dragon Blade completely wasted. However, after the defensive ult from 499 fall out, quite a few kills coming out on the side of Riptide here. Looks like they utilize the Tactical Fighter as well as their Dragon Blade and Tracer Bomb to boot. So both teams now coming out of this with barely any ultimates. Kind of unfortunate that 499 popped both their Transcendence and their Sound Barrier at the same time.
I was about to point that out, that was a very detrimental part of their attack, that they used both defensive ults at the exact same time. That may be showing the lack of coordination that this team has had, seeing as most of the team is from Team Banana Shoot.
Right.
So the team coordination isn't the best potential, but we have yet to see, seeing as Riptide just walks over 499 once again.
Once more. Despite their very dominant initial push through the first choke point, it seems that 499 are having some difficulties fighting their way around the Riptide defense here. They're probably going to try to figure out how to break that high ground choke that Riptide's 3 DPS competition has.
499 deciding to take the high ground this time and come from the top instead of the bottom.
Yeah, and A-Gold takes out that place. Here comes the Dragon Blade from A-Gold. Doesn't take out anyone quite yet. He's getting zapped by Hux Winston, and he's not going to take anyone with the Dragon Blade there. Just goes down to Hux. He zapped him completely. However, in the back line, while Hux is focusing on that Dragon Blade, Choco and A-Gold went absolutely nuts on the back line and survivors of Team 499, and turns out they ended up falling.
Yeah. One good thing that Riptide has done there is that they got Jumac, the Hog main, out of the Diva mech. I heard before.
That's not much to say there.
Yeah.
Dive very quickly turns around. Can turn fights very quickly compared to Triple Tank, how it used to be, and in a blink of an eye, that's another push stop by 499. 2 minutes left on the clock. Once again, both teams are building an ultimate. We've got Tactical Visor coming out for Potato Man and Dragon Blade once again for Cupcake. But without a nano boost to burst through that Transcendence, Transcendence is probably going to be stopping any
There goes Donut, and there goes half the team once again on the side of 499.
He's down barrieing within the Winston shield to try and keep himself alive. He doesn't really get anyone with his down barrier, but nonetheless, once again, Riptide cleans up 499, and they're forced to muster once more for another attack. A-Gold just taken out by Abelink early. Could this be the pick they need to get the payload moving?
Hux using his Primal Rage to try and get a pick off. Gets one, but goes way too deep and probably feeding more ult than he's getting.
And he goes down. That Transcendence is not enough. Donut with a late Transcendence to go save his team. With Hux down. Sound barrier coming out from Capitano. A-Gold takes out Cupcake, and that's a even coming out from Dumac. But once again, after the defensive ult ball, Riptide able to disengage during the defensive ults and then re-engage once their effects are done, and they go down. However, Abelink at the end of that fight picks up 2, and we might see a bit of a stagger fight here. Yeah,
but as far as the fights are going, it seems as though Riptide is far more coordinated than 499.
Here comes Dragon Blade from both teams. Cupcake wins the Dragon Blade fight thanks to his on his anti-heal. Looks like 499 have switched to a Reinhardt Ana, using off of that pure dive of the Den Winston, and it seems to be looking out for them. The stronger card presence enabled them to push forward.
Yeah, those 2 picks at the very start that staggered Team Riptide as well helped 499 push the card to the end there.
A nice play from ALB.
Yep, which goes to show that even though you may not have any ult, you can still finish the round
all about getting the 6.
Yep, indeed.
But they used a lot of time on that push. They only have 1 minute 20 left on the clock for this final push with Gibraltar, which is going to be a very difficult push to take. Time bomb from Abelink taking out mostly red. That's a good start.
Maybe
A-Gold in the middle of the entire enemy team. That's not exactly where you want to be, A-Gold. He gets taken out by Hux. Potato Man alongside a Diva Bomb, Tracer Bomb takes out Hux, and D-Max not getting met by Cal. Winston's back in the fight, and with the respawners coming back in, they're going to be pulling back, regrouping for another last fight.
Yep, 499 doesn't want to get any more staggered than they were before, though that may not happen as they intend, seeing as Riptide
coming up
wants to.
Big Earth Shatter from Hux. Super Sound Barrier takes out Choco's Tracer, but he goes down on his own after charging in with his team still in the backline dealing with the Tracer. Tactical Visor coming out from Potato Man, getting defense noticed by Dumac, and he finally gets taken out. Both teams are now going to be fighting on this. Still looks like they're going to be fighting on this cart. Spawners are barely going to make it back in time to contest here, so this is going to be the final fight here right now. Dragon Blade is the side of both teams, however, to make this very interesting. Cal with the Transcendence, Dragon Blade coming out from A-Gold, and a Diva move as well. SHP takes up the A-Gold Dragon Blade Donut Ana. But because of that Transcendence, Cupcake had to wait a bit too long for Dragon Blade, and he's not able to do much. Only takes out SHP before going down. And that's going to be, looks like round 1, stopping the card at 62.62 meters. A decent hold, a decent place to push it to. Definitely winnable for Riptide, especially since the map was not completed.
Yep, indeed. I would like to point out that every single time, whenever when Team 499 would keep on backing up, the Team Riptide, whenever they were up 1 or 2, they'd always push in and get another stagger and burn off that clock, which is far more important than getting any kills or any time. Seeing as in Overwatch, it's more about the point, it's more about the objective rather than
objective-based
kills. And yep.
So what do you think 499 could have done to push that card a bit further?
499, I don't know. They kind of seemed a little bit lackluster on all their ult usages. Like they always seem to be down on ults or using them in the incorrect sequences.
They swapped to the Ana, but I never did see them use that Nano Blade combo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think they need to focus on their ult management a bit better.
Yeah, it may have been also pretty detrimental toward the end there with Huck on the Rhine, but then again, Rhine builds his ult so quickly that maybe they just went on the Rhine to try and get the quick ults, but at the end there, even though Team 499 was coming in with ult advantage, Riptide just spreading out and like not allowing Team 499 to use those ults very well, like made them lose the fight. Made 499 lose the fight.
So hopefully 499 can see a bit better of a defense here. On the side of 499, we've got Cupcake on Genji, Hux on Winston, Donut on Zenyatta, Capitano on Lucio, DMAC on Diva, and A-Blink on Soldier. Looks like they're moving back to that Diva Winston off of the Reinhardt this time. Yeah.
Both teams running basically actually the exact same comp as both of each other. It's going to be a fairly interesting...
Nearly the same. Choco's on Fraser and Cupcake's on Genji, but that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Mostly Red takes out Cupcake right away. This is looking real similar. Potato Man takes up Hux, and that's 2 losses already before Team 499 can drop off that high ground. They're trying to get back.
The 499 start here. Let's see if they can bring it to a close, bring the cart to a close on the first check.
Looking good though. The divers from Team Riptide are just jumping on A-Blink, Outblink, taking him out right away. Choco takes the puck, and Cupcake manages to get a mostly red, the blue Winston, but that's the only casualty Lucian takes because the coordinated dive coming out from Riptide is really difficult to deal with. This is a classic Season 5 meta right here.
Yeah, the dive meta is pretty good right now, especially when you have coordinated teams. It seems as though Riptide is doing a little bit better on the coordination side, though 499 have not really been able to get a foothold, so maybe we'll see some God strats.
Here comes A-Blink's tactical visor, but Transcendence and Sound Barrier stop any hope of that tactical visor doing anything. A-Gold, Dragon Blading out, dashes up, but only sees Zumak up there, so he decides to drop off. Not really gonna risk dying to a Diva with Dragon Blade out.
Fairly reminiscent of the second point start coming out of 499, where they use both defense ults at these big stats.
Yeah, but let's see if I can do anything with Donut Transcendence. Here comes the Hero Nuke coming out from DMAC as well. Potato Man with a tactical visor from the high ground. DMAC takes out quite a few of that Sound Barrier, but and Hux also managed to kill a bunch of the Instant Rage as well, picking up Potato Man before he could do any work with the tactical visor. And I think you're right. Looks like just like how Riptide did, 499 is going to be finally stopping this cart on the second point of Gibraltar.
Yeah, it seems as though both teams may be more evenly matched than I previously thought.
Yeah, let's see how well they can hold this point down first.
Yeah.
That was only one fight.
Then again, Riptide has 4 minutes to complete it, and they pushed the cart much farther than...
And most already gone to pick up the Capitano, but here comes the Dragon Blade coming out from Cupcake, trying to slice something, manages to get to 3 before he goes down. That's a value Dragon Blade right there, and that's going to be another fight 1 for Team 499.
Well, it seems as though both teams really dominate in this second point defense for a point of the game.
Oh, and this is a message to our streamer. I also need to protect as well. Looks like our audience says that the game volume might be a bit too high, so if you could lower the game volume, in-game volume, just a bit, so the viewers can hear the casters' beautiful voices.
Indeed. Don't want Alvin going way in the back, trying to get a pick off, but getting picked off instead. Though buying his team, but some time just to wipe the rest of the team. Though both teams trading out fairly evenly. So 499 holding card still.
That's a pretty solid hold coming out. Here comes Cal's Transcendent.
Trance out of Cal only has one person to really trance. That was potentially detrimental for that push there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to peel back from Dumac's Diva ult, and that's SHD goes down to the Diva nuke. Classic Lucio. Hux takes out Potato Man, and A-Gold drops to Dumac as well. Yeah, this is an absolute sense of deja vu. Both teams doing extremely well on this second point defense here.
Yeah, it seems as though both teams can't really find a good opening, or they just don't manage their ults well enough to go in and get the kills they need, or save their ults and regroup for the next fight. They just always want to be in, always trying to get picks and kills.
But yeah, the 499 have a lot of ultimates as well, and we're gonna be waiting to see what Riptide can do. Wow, that's Hux going really deep with his Winston Rage. You have 1,000 health, my man, but not enough to withstand an entire team. And
yeah, and with that Zen, he's just gonna be melted down with that Discord on him.
Exactly. Here comes Dragon Blade coming out from A-Gold. Transcendence to try and save his own team, but Cupcake gets down before he can devote with his Dragon Blade. Choco takes out Capitana with the Time Bomb, and Tactical Visor coming out from Potato Man as well. That was a bit of a game kill coming out from Hux right there, feeding 1,000 HP ult charge, as well as just dying for no reason, ulting in their spawn.
You shouldn't really go and try and solo ult the whole entire team with the Zen on the defense.
Exactly. Capitano tries to stall with the sound barrier, but and here comes the stallers, but he's not unable. He dies before he can get the sound barrier off, and Mostly Red just cleaving away with the Winston gun. Not much that 499 can do here, and that's going to be point 2 taken for Team Riptide.
I think, though, as you pointed out, that Winston ult was very detrimental, seeing as Riptide got a ton of ult charge and Hux got absolutely nothing out of that ult. He literally just went in and fed them ult.
And he, like what you said, Overwatch is an objective game, and he was not fighting on the objective there.
Yeah. Trying to go for those kills. Hux gotta focus on those objectives.
Exactly. Potential last fight coming out from Team Riptide. Here comes the sound barrier from Capitano, keeping his 499 alive. Hux manages to take out Cal. That's a good start to the fight. And both teams brawling away. Hux with the laser gun, zapping people away. Cupcake goes down, and so does Capitano. But I think enough of 499 are still alive. But nope. Scratch that. SSHD tries to re-engage with the sound barrier, but he's not able to block. He's not able to affect that many people. A-Gold takes out 2 with the Dragon Blade, and it's only Dumac and A-Blink left on the point. Diva nuke to try and stall, but the Winston shield doesn't save his Lucio, as the Lucio goes down as well. Both teams at this point are staggering. Oh, that was nasty. Feels bad to be Mostly Red if he takes out his own Soldier 76 right there with that jump. And that's going to be a clean fight for 499.
Even though 499 has been holding on, this is going to be a very hard hold to hold that tiny little corner, because that didn't even like hit around the bend, so they have to play way more aggressive than they usually have.
They've got to keep this up for another minute, so this is going to be a really rough hold for them. Here comes another engage from Mostly Red. Jumping in. Monkey Raging to push people out. Dragon Blade coming out from Cupcake. However, both Transcendences pop by the Zenyatta's, keeping their team alive. A-Gold takes out Cupcake into the middle of the Dragon Blade. And more and more people are falling to A-Gold's resets, as well as the Zenyatta or Discord pressure. Time Bomb doesn't get anyone, and here comes Potato Man on the high ground with Tactical Visor. No Diva's Defense Matrix to stop it, and with all of that damage, that's gonna be map 1 going to Riptide.
Yeah. Riptide had a very decent advantage going in there, because 499 just used all their ults at once at that last fight there, using just to like stall the cart as much as they can, but they weren't expecting Potato to come up with that one ult and wipe the whole team basically, or wipe the rest of the team and clean up the fight for Team Riptide.
Very impressive.
Oh, there we have it. 1 win for Riptide, going 1-0. Riptide 1, 499 0. Once again, this is a best of 3. So 499 still has a chance at comeback, though it will be a much harder fight, a much harder struggle to come back after that one loss. But still have 2 games ahead of us, potentially. See how that goes.
Well, 499 are going to be deciding between Nepal and Lijiang Tower. Capitano both of them King of the Hill map, 499 and live. I feel like a lot of teams in this tourney really like to play King of the Hill. With good reason. Rolling away, Hutch the laser gun, zapping people away. King of the Hill really benefits a lot of these more mobile players. So
yeah, plus additionally, you don't have to worry about the objective moving around. There's always just a set objective, and they just have to be in the general location, and they're already doing much better than what we thought.
Much more of a brawly playstyle, am I right?
Yeah.
In King of the Hill.
Yeah, well, and the objective is far easier to hold.
Well, it looks like we're going to be moving to Nepal.
Yep.
So what do you think about this map while we wait for some people to get back from the old bio breaks?
Nepal, well, I'm pretty happy that we see some Nepal because we're definitely going to be able to see some Rissa gameplay unless both teams choose to go dive on this Sanctum, I believe, the map with the little pit in the middle. So it may be interesting to see how Rissa comes into play and whether or not both teams can fight against her, or maybe we might see the standard Season 5 meta where everybody plays dive and everyone is always in.
Just jumping into each other's faces.
Yep.
Trying to kill the other guy, trying to kill the other squishies as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Oh man, Season 5 has not exactly been the most fun meta to play in as a support player.
Yeah.
Let me be honest. Yeah. Honestly, it's a lot of you try and survive longer than the other poor schmucks on the other team. Basically. Yeah. As long as
Season 5 meta has been. Yeah. Season 5 meta has also been fairly hard on the Roadhog mains such as Dumac, who had that Roadhog change come through, which is a change, I would say. Even though in the net buffs and nerfs, I believe that he got a little bit more of a buff, but other people say otherwise, seeing as his one-shot potential is basically gone to nil. But I think that in the team fight style that this coordinated or semi-coordinated team fights are going, I think that Roadhog is still potentially good, but yeah, he just seems to have fallen out of the meta. But yeah, it seems as though we're going to be starting real soon on Nepal.
Starting up with Nepal. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I do agree with you. The faster firing Hog does provide a lot more pressure from suppressive fire, but I feel like a lot of Hog mains gravitated to Hog because of the very unique playstyle of being able to flank in one shot. And in a lot of these tournaments beforehand, we saw Dumac doing that kind of playstyle to great effect. And now we see him sticking mainly on that Diva. We haven't seen him pull out the Hog yet, so seems that he does not feel like utilizing the new Roadhog at all. And I mean, to be fair, Diva is also a very, very strong pick, being able to shut down a lot of the enemy team damage here.
Yeah, on the other side, Dumac, before we started, he said that he was going to be playing Diva a lot more, seeing as Roadhog got nerfed. And even though he's not very comfortable with playing Diva, he said he'll do it for the team.
Right, and you got to make adaptations, unfortunately, as the meta changes and as patches roll in and out. But we'll see how the competitive landscape for Roadhog evolves in the next coming weeks as Blizzard tries to take advantage of looking at player data and all that stuff. We'll see if Roadhog, what direction Roadhog is going to take here. Capture point, both teams running basically the same thing, honestly. Riptide running their triple DPS while 499 are opting to take a Diva instead of the Soldier 76.
Yeah, it's both teams running the exact same thing. Both teams trading out.
Yeah, this is the initial dive coming onto both back lines, and both teams suffering quite a few casualties. However,
499 losing both of their supports, however.
Yeah,
which is a fairly detrimental thing. But though they pull out ahead somehow, I guess seeing as their tank survived and were able to take the brute force of the damage coming out of Team Riptide.
That's the difficulty of running triple DPS is that if you don't snowball the fight right away, you're probably going to see the more tank heavy compositions like a classic 2-2-2 have a lot more point pressure.
Yep. 499 Albanic be able to pick off Cal the Zen very late in the fight, stalling the Riptide from regrouping a little bit earlier than they could have.
Becomes a high ground fight. Hux looking to gap in a bit.
Mostly Red jumping in, has no support coming out, but was able to survive, seeing as 499 wasn't able to put them down.
And looks like Eagold is able to take out quite a few with his Dragon Blade, and that's going to be a map take coming out for Riptide here.
Yeah, well, that was a fairly quick, well, I wouldn't say quick, because that stagger set Riptide back one fight, but still it was pretty quick on the retake.
Still got 40, only have 42% on the side of 499, so we'll see how well Riptide can hold. Here comes the Divanu coming up from Dumac. Is he going to get anyone, man? Pick up Cal. That's there's any auto down. That's really bad for the DPS. Oh, big time bomb coming up from Choco as well. That's probably going to recover the fight.
Yeah,
and,
499 chose to go up in that tiny little congested area where Dive excels at, seeing as Winston could have that chain DPS and just that close proximity would just bring a ton of people down, which really started to disorient, I guess, everybody else.
Here comes Sound Barrier coming out on the side of 499. However, Transcendence on the side of Riptide are going to be keeping both teams alive through these ultimates. Potato Man manages to pick off Albink, and here comes the Dragon Blade coming out from Cupcake, I believe. Capitano with the Transcendence as well to keep his own team alive. That's both defensive ults, both sets of defensive ults down, and at this point there's only a couple of survivors up on the side of Riptide.
Yep. That's a very good stall coming out of Riptide. They just like everybody went off point, just had one person on, and they just keep on coming in and stalling that point, which is the most important part in Overwatch, seeing as the objective is what wins you games, like we said, not kill.
And their squishy DPS bodies aren't able to feed, that much ultimate charge at least, so that's pretty well. We come Riptide coming into the high ground, looks like they're jumping right away. Not willing to take any time to set up. Dumac takes out most of that as he jumps in. That's the primary tank, the only tank Riptide going down. And Winston Raid's coming up from Hux, smacks around the Cal, knocks him out. A-Bink picks off another two, and Potato Man's going to be running his way out. Let's see if they can get a stagger onto him. They're chasing him down. But he's Soldier 76, he's fast. He managed to get out just in time.
Yeah, it seems like both teams, whenever they engage, they just engage with the Monkey way too soon, and the Monkey's in there by themselves, and it just... they don't jump in at all at the same time. So, I don't know, that may be...
Monkey could be good here. Yeah, he Monkey ult to bring himself up and then dive onto the support here, forcing out the Transcendence from Capitano. Divanu from Dumac as well. Transcendence on the side of Cal. Divanu takes out A-Gold Genji, and Sound Barrier coming out for both teams to keep the team alive. SHD, however, doesn't really get that many people in his Sound Barrier, and most of it goes down to Cupcake. Going up there himself SSHD, and I think the SSHD Sound Barrier got kind of LOS'd by a lot of his team, meaning that it was only 2 people on his team that managed to get the Sound Barrier.
Yeah, and plus at the start, 499 was able to pick up 2 people, so it was already a 4v6, which is in the grand scheme of things much harder to come back from a 4v6. But regardless, 499 takes the first round, which is a fairly good start for them, seeing as they lost the first game out of the best of 3. So maybe see 499 retake and win this game, win this match against Team Riptide. Both teams deciding to stay on the centralized dive comp instead of switching off to the Orisa and Ryan that we're talking that potentially we might see, but seems as though they prefer to stick on the meta picks and go dive.
However, Albink, he's pulling out the brand new Reaper.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen the new patch notes, Reaper no longer takes souls to regenerate health. Instead, he has a base flat lifesteal. I think 25% of any damage he deals, he lifesteals back. So
I believe it's 20, but yeah,
Oh, is it
something
20?
about that. So
Okay, yeah.
it allows Reaper to stay in the fight far longer than he used to.
However, despite that Reaper, he managed to take out mostly red, but the rest of his team gets melted by the Soldier 76 long-range damage. And that's probably going to be the point moving over to Riptide here. Yeah.
499 pulling out that Reaper, but seeing as both teams are running a dive and have a D.Va on their team, Reaper kind of can get easily negated and just get right-clicked out of the game by D.Va. So I'm not too certain about that pick on the side of 499.
Looks like they're going to be sticking with it though. Albank 66% of the way through that Death Blossom. Here comes another brawl on the point itself. Mostly that it goes down to Dumax. Winston dying right at the start once again. Tactical Visor on the side of Potato Man, but Capitano responds with the Transcendence to keep his team alive. Both Transcendences coming out. Cal's lasts a bit longer. And Time Bomb takes up Cupcake on damage with that Winston shield. And here comes the big Death Blossom, finishing 4 people. That's what he was waiting for.
Wow. I haven't seen that in a while. It's as if it's Season 2 again.
A bit of a nostalgia right there.
Yeah. Though the nano boost doesn't that.
No nano boost, but still, once A-Gold's D.Va mech got broken, Albink knew that it was a very, very opportune time to hit that Q button and annihilate 499. Or sorry, Riptide.
Yep. 499 playing a little bit aggressive over here, taking a bit of a forward position as opposed to Riptide.
Both sound barriers coming out. Team's breaking through the sound barrier eventually. Winston Rage coming out from mostly red, keeping himself alive for a bit longer as he swings away at the point, trying to spread apart Team 499 here. D.Va Nuke coming out from both Divas. A-Gold gets Cupcakes, but a lot of trades coming out on both sides. Cupcakes, Dragon Blade as well. Picks up a couple people. And Dumac still brawling strong at the point. And I think they just got enough of a numbers advantage for 499 to maintain this point.
Yeah, once again, 499's tanks are surviving much longer than Riptide's tanks, and they're just able to sustain much longer than Riptide can.
Do you think that might be because of the of Albink's Reaper?
Potentially, yeah. I just personally believe that the tanks on side of 499 are much more experienced, but that definitely may be a possibility that the Reaper is killing the tanks much faster. But seeing as the tanks died so quickly, A-Gold switched off onto the Pharaoh off the deep, trying to get those picks, seeing as there's no hit scan around.
That's a good start. Joseph picks up Capitano, and mostly red picks up Donut. Tactical Visor coming up from the side of Potato Man, and that might have been a bit of overkill. Because he's really only tactical visoring Albink, who decides to jump off the edge. He shakes his head and sprays the ground. He knows that was a bit of an NA ult right there. My soldier ult roll, yeah. But despite that, they managed to take the point at 99%. They managed to dive the backline, so that works out well.
Yeah, in addition, Riptide used their visor there at the end just to clear up those last few people, which is potentially bad.
Here comes the Reaper ult, but Transcendences from both teams means that Reaper ult's not going to be doing much. He gets booped off the edge by A-Gold. Mostly red also takes out Donut, and that's going to be another lost fight on the side of 499. They've got...
Yep, Hug's still in there trying to get something out of it, but he's just bidding, oh, you might as well have just jumped off, stopped him from feeding up. And looks like 499 only has one more fight. Yeah, and they're going to be pretty staggered, seeing as Hux took a little bit longer to die and fed a little bit more ult than he should have, but
here comes Winston Rage coming out from mostly red. Big Time Bomb takes out Hux and the D.Va mech as well. Self-destruct coming out from Dumac to keep his mech alive and get back in his mech right away. Dragon Blade on the side of 499, but a very, very nice select from A-Gold means that a lot of the backline of 499 are taken out. Cupcake is cleaning up on the other side though. Both teams have suffered a lot of losses, but mostly Red's Winston is still alive. Or mostly Red's Winston, yeah, on the side of Riptide, meaning that the squishies on the side of 499 are just going to get cleaved down.
Yeah, I personally believe that the Hux's Winston there at the end there was fairly bad at stalling his death. Should have just died, and so they would have been able to
the fight
regroup.
the fight right before then.
The last fight, the fight before the last fight. Because he died at the end there, like around 5 or 10 seconds after his whole team died. So he was just staggered, and Team 499 had to take that fight 5v6, and that was potentially the destructive part of their plays. I don't know. I don't know what I say. But yeah, both teams once again. 499 trying something different, playing Hux on the Reinhardt. Haven't seen a Rein in a while.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and figure out something to do. I feel like they want the strongest choke presence with on this point, and looks like it works out for them. That's a lot of kills on the side of 499.
Cleaning it up.
Winston might be good, but in those narrow choke points, a Reinhardt still can do wonders for a team's push potential.
Yeah, it's at those open areas where Reinhardt may struggle against the dive bomb. Team Riptide seeming to go downstairs, gonna try and contest the point at the bottom. So 499 will have to go to point, which is potentially bad, seeing as one of their teammates has already died.
Onto mostly red. They're just trading 1-to-1-to-1. Their numbers are still even, but let's see. I believe that Reinhardt goes down as well. Only Squishy, DMAC is left alive as well, trying to finish off Cal. His mech goes down. This fight is really scattered here. Both teams rather low on reinforcements, however, that's going to be most of them making their way back to the point, giving a bit of that paint stability. Sound barrier on the side of 499 to contest here. Tactical visor coming up with Banana Man as well. And trades once again going back and forth. Sound barrier coming up to the side of SHD on Riptide. Teams are still brawling back and forth on the point. Here comes the next defensive ult coming out on the side of 499. These teams are staying alive. They are determined to live.
Yeah, 499 trying to hold on to their tournament lives, and seeing as they're like dominating the fight, even though they've almost lost the point, they just kept on playing the objective, falling out the point. And that one fight lasted basically 50% of the game, so that was a fairly good stall out from 499.
You were mentioning earlier, I think on last map, that 499 were having some troubles coordinating their defensive ults. In this fight, though, they had a really nice Lucy ult followed up by a Zenyatta ult to keep their team alive for a really long time. Earthshatter picks on that SHD. And here comes the Dragon Blade from the side of on A Gold on the side of Riptide, but he's not able to get much because A-Blink is slaughtering the rest of his team.
I believe that Riptide kind of failed at the end there, seeing as they just kept on going on to point, and seeing as Team 499 just had a Reinhardt and they could just put up a shield and hide behind that while they were on point, just really gave a disadvantage to Riptide, because Riptide was playing the dive, and dive really thrives on diving people and not just the objective.
They have to focus on taking out probably Dona is their biggest priority target, because I think that combination of Dona's Transcendence, or his Transcendence is A, as well as his Discord Orbs combined with Cupcake and All-Blink being able to dive the backline mean that they get a lot of value out of it, even without the Winston.
But yeah, I think that Riptide wasn't playing dive too well, seeing as they weren't diving anybody, they were just walking on point, and at that point you might as well just switch to a standard 2-2-2 without dive characters and just play the point like that, instead of just walking on point.
Hux is switching back to the Winston, moving both teams back to that classical dive right here. Basically mirror matches. They are mirror matches. And both teams are brawling now at the elephant statue, looking to get some early kills on. Testing the waters. Looks like Riptide manages to gain some ground, and 499 are pulling back a bit to regroup.
Staying more in the back, trying not to get picked.
Yeah.
Because heals up. So they fail here, seeing as Outback is on.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to survive against this tracer pressure. But despite all that, while those two are having their little game of cat and mouse, Riptide managed to clean up a lot of 499, and the point goes once again to Team Riptide.
Yeah, really good execution out of Riptide, seeing as that took Albinic basically out of the fight. And
Cal didn't die.
Yeah,
his orbs were going the entire time while they were fighting.
Yeah, this is great.
So it looks like
499 choosing to go top left again, which may be bad, seeing as mostly Reggie he had a ton of cleave damage going off on Team 499 and just Aggle going in, cleaning everybody up.
Yeah, that was a bit of a lot of trouble when you move into a really cramped area like that against the Dragon Blade.
Yeah, Dragon Blade and a Winston cleave.
And
but
looks like Riptide also have their sound barrier as well. So this is looking pretty difficult for 499 to push into here.
Yeah. However, it seems as though 499 will have far more ult than Riptide coming into this fight. Using both support ults, 499 reminds me of Watchpoint Gibraltar for a second.
Yeah, Cal with the Transcendence to keep his team alive. Both defensive ult combos down for both teams. However, tank ults take out two of 499 instantly, and 499 are probably gonna have to peel back here right off the bat.
It seems as though 499 is just a little bit lackluster on those support ults, using them both at the same time. This is, I believe, the second or third time this is happening. I believe second, but seeing as Riptide has done the same, I can't really judge him by that one for a second play, but regardless.
Here comes Demon coming out. Oh, that's a lot of death. Really explosive ult coming out. I can't even tell what's going on, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest with you, there's so much flying around. I think that the DPS ults from both sides just annihilated quite a few people, but I think that Riptide folks managed to stay alive a bit longer. Huck's making it way back to the point along with Capitano.
Yeah.
Oh,
499 seeming to have far more or far less people on the point, and just Riptide just stalling out to get more and more people. Yeah. 499 staggering in, not getting any decent picks, and getting discorded and focused down by the rest of the team of Riptide is fairly that. Both teams fairly even, I believe 4-4 as far as the fight goes. As I say that, basically half of 499 died.
Oh, that's gonna be the map going to Riptide once again, bringing this to 2-2.
Well, one round to decide them all. Will 499 stay in the tournament, or will Riptide take this match against 499 and move on to the semifinal?
This is good for 499. However, they showed a really strong performance on this Nepal map in particular with the Reinhardt.
Yeah, but once again, if you think about the mental situation, they may be feeling a little bit discouraged, seeing as they lost the first map. And
yeah, this is
4 rounds
only to
been dragging on for so long. It's just fairly mentally challenging for them potentially. Maybe bringing them down. Maybe there's some flaming going on, but the last round to see if they pull together and stay in the tournament.
Winston diving in with the Hawks, and he goes down from the Winston gap. A-Bink and Donut, however, take off 2 in the back line. Or one is back on the front line. Cupcake goes down. Dumac takes out mostly Red, and Pitaman's Met goes down as well. Both teams suffering a lot of casualties, but I think that 499 might have the numbers advantage at this point, and they're going to be taking the point.
Yeah, at first it started out on the side of Team Riptide, seeing as the majority of the team dove the Reinhardt and got rid of Hux at the very early start of the fight. And afterwards, just Riptide cleaned up, even though they didn't have a run. Which is fairly surprising. I just hope that Riptide doesn't keep going around and contesting the fight.
Yeah, they're going to be moving around the backside here. 499 swinging away. I want to point Albink has been taking off Cal at the beginning of every single play, and I think this is crucial for 499 to keep in this because without that Discord orb, Dive suffers a lot because they can't kill their targets fast enough.
Yeah, 499 though stepped off really playing the objective and suffered 14, 15, 16, 17, 18% of the point, which could have gone on their side, but they just were playing a little bit too passively, trying to get a few kills before they engaged. But regardless, 499 coming out ahead in objective time, but Riptide once again going around onto the point right away.
Here comes Dragon Blade coming out, countered by the Transcendent on the side of 499 here. A lot of ults being popped in the middle of this area here. It's a bit of a clusterfuck, if I'm going to be really honest. Oh, not to swear, sorry, but
I was about to point that.
yeah, that was the only word I could think of to describe it. That was a lot of ults just being popped in that tiny little room. But looks like 499 are able to
come out on top and get a beautiful stagger onto the Diva Potato Man. That's the kind of staggers that I've seen Banana Shoes do multiple
that you have
times.
nightmares about getting staggered for that long.
Indeed. And that's gonna stagger Riptide's fight at least for the last, like, for another 10%, I would assume. But yeah, Riptide only has one more fight to take care of this. They're gonna have to use all their ults or anything they can to get in and cap point.
Dumac takes out Eagle and SH2 goes down to the time bomb here. Did I hear a Transcendence call from Cal? I think, yeah, Cal started his Transcendence, but he wasn't able to really save anyone with it because of the instant burst coming out from A-Bink's bomb. Overtime onto the point at this point. They're not, looks like 499 have their entire team solo shatters the Genji, and Dumac annihilating everyone. The janitor cleaning people up, throwing off that last BMO to spin around and crow victory as this Nepal goes to 499.
Wow. Well, goes to prove that if you put your mind to it, any comp can work, just as long as your team is coordinated. And once again, I believe that Riptide just was playing the point a little bit too much, even though they were able to steal the point at the start there and take 18% off.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
New
good old Season 2 meta.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of lifesteal off that as well.
Yeah.
Depending on how many people he hits, he can be really hard to take down without the anti-heal from Ana. So for the last map, we'll be moving to Lijiang Tower.
Yes, another Koth map. But once again, I can't stress this enough, but I think that Riptide was playing a little bit too much on the point at the end there, seeing as they were running dive and they weren't really, they basically weren't able to use their mobility to their full advantage because they just go on point and they had nowhere to go. There was just a little funnel and a Reinhardt shield right in front of them, so they weren't able to get anything out of it. So I believe that that was really detrimental to Riptide on the village map, seeing as they just kept on going to the point instead of trying to get some picks before heading off.
All right, we'll start this map right away.
Yep, the deciding match between 499 and Riptide, 1-1. This is a best of 3 match. Next, going on to the semifinals. Whoever wins here is going on to the semifinals, which is once again a best of 3. Only in the grand finals will it be a best of 5.
And as a reminder, the winner of the finals will be given a free invite to the MOONMOON Invitational Tournament, which last time I checked, sitting at a tidy, hefty prize pool of around $1,000, might be higher at this point. So big stakes for the for both teams here. However, if they don't make it, depending on how much they've been playing, the way this is working is it's on a point system. So even if you don't win one of the tournaments itself, you might still qualify based on points, based on your performance in this tournament. So nonetheless, both teams really want to just be winning here so they can make their way to that invitational itself.
Yep, they really want to secure that spot in the invitational.
Lijiang Tower here once again. Hugs is going to be sticking with that Reinhardt.
Eagle going on that bear up, and probably because both teams have been running dive and haven't really been running a very standard Rein comp.
Right, exactly. No hit scan to shoot that fair out of the sky, but she doesn't have a mercy staple to her, so might be able to be taken out from straight stand damage. Depends on how well she can fly around. Looks like Riptide is going to be moving to the point right away, leaving 499 to follow afterwards. Donut takes up Eagle, that's what I was saying, without that Pharah to keep you healed up. Zenyatta puts a lot of pressure onto you. Abling takes out mostly red, and VMAX Nut goes down, but that's 2 down on the side of Riptide here, and 499 are going to shove them out of points.
Yeah, Eagle stood too long in the air and just got deleted by that vent, which goes to show that even as a support, even as a heal, you can still carry a game.
Exactly. And I want to point out again, like what you've been saying, Riptide just walked straight to the point. Even with their dive composition, they just walk straight to the point, leaving. They didn't dive on any targets. They've been opting to brawl on point every single time.
Yeah, it goes to show that 499, even though they're playing the Reinhardt comp, they're still getting more dive or more engages off than Riptide.
Yeah, the Reinhardt picks off the Lucio. Isn't that a Zenyatta's job? Is that a fat finger right there? That might have been a fat finger from Donut. The Transcendence.
Don't judge.
Don't judge. Don't judge. It happens to everyone. But that's going to be a Zenyatta ult down for the side of 499, unfortunately.
Whoa, look at that. Team Riptide getting a Reinhardt. I wonder why. It's not like they've been diving the whole time.
Yeah, the Reinhardt might be a lot more effective for them. Choco throws the time bomb, which completely misses everyone, and A-Gold is going to be trying to poke around the backside. So Genji off to Sarah. First shatter coming out from Hux, picks off Potato Man. That's good Mech going down. Cal throws up the Transcendence. Eagle takes out Hux, and Big Unu coming out. Doesn't get anyone. Sound barrier on the side of Riptide to keep them alive. And both teams are still brawling on the point at this point. Both teams still have a lot of people alive on point as well. The point goes almost to Riptide, but 499 once again managed to clutch it out and kill Mans.
Yeah, 499 showing their dominance on the Rhine comp, seeing as Riptide wasn't really playing around dive, as dive is supposed to be played in. Actually dive!
He actually dived the supports. You gotta kill Donut, man, otherwise he's just gonna keep on spamming those Discord over at you. Ooh, big bomb from A-Blink. ALB. This is a good start of the fight coming out for 499. Sound barrier to keep them alive in this final fight, and that's gonna be first map going to 499.
Yep, there we go. First round going on the side of 499. Will Riptide be able to clutch it out? Or will 499 be able to do the reverse sweep from a 1-0 at the start of the last map, or the first map of the all the way to a 2-0?
This looks like 499 have been seeing a lot more success putting Hux on that Reinhardt compared to the Winston.
Yep. Albinic going on that Reaper once again, hoping to get more. I don't even know. I guess there's a little bit more cover and close quarters. In this
maybe he's hoping to get some really strong brawl going on in the White Room.
Yeah. Well, Riptide staying on that dive comp. Hopefully, they actually go in and
back line. Yeah, they've really got to be killing Donut here. Instead of just brawling in front, instead of brawling DMAC and Hux like what 499 want them to do. Donut goes down right away. That's what they needed. That's the Discord orb pressure going down. DMAC goes breaks as well. Looks like Potato Man swapped off of the soldiers and they fixed to McCree. McCree. I like it. They just lost their main healer and they weren't able to recover after that, which goes to show that dive when it's actually when you actually dive the Zen.
Yeah, when you actually dive, their main support is very detrimental, especially when it's a Zen. Seeing as a Zen can't really keep himself up.
No Bionade at their feet, no Mercy fly away.
Yep. Well, let's see how this next fight goes. Potato Man taking the high ground and dropping down. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the has gone for 499.
Both of the supports off Team 499 dead right off the bat because of the dive. Once again, diving with a dive count.
They're succeeding a lot more with this lineup here. Triple DPS working out for them, being able to kill those supports right away.
Potentially, it may be because one of the DPS characters right now, maybe A-Gold or Choco or somebody, or maybe even Potato, that they just can't really play the dive with 2 tanks. Maybe they just don't know how.
Yeah, I think this triple DPS is working a lot better for them. Cow with a Transcendence. 499 sound barrier comes out as well. Most red almost goes down to the Reinhardt charge, but he rages out to keep himself alive. Hux goes down. DMAC picks off Potato Man. But at this point, 499 are scattered. Their supports are down, and this is going to be another fight won for Riptide.
Yeah, Riptide once again getting those crucial dives onto the supports on Team 499. Just cleaning it up afterwards. Getting a beautiful stagger onto Albinic. That's gonna greatly diminish 499's potential in getting an advantage over here. And Donut dying with Tran. This is going to be a fairly hard fight for 499 to take.
Yeah, there's no Transcendence. That's really bad. High Noon coming out from Potato Man. However, he gets shattered by Hux. Hux dropped Demon Nuke as well. That's a good start. Hux goes down to SHG, but even without the Transcendence, very nice Earth Shatter from Hux manages to win them that fight.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shatter coming out of Hux. Able to knock Potato Man out of
Potato Man and one more, I couldn't see who. But, yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
But they've got a long way to go. For Riptide just have to win one team fight, and this map is theirs.
Yeah. Albanik keeps on switching off, or he just plain trace. Not
both Transcendences on the side. a lot of glowing auras around. Nothing happens until those go down. Cal goes down to Albanik. And Donut, both Zenyatta's down on both teams. Sound barrier from SHD to keep them in this fight. Responding sound barrier from Capitano. And nice both pump takes out Hux, but VMAC finishes up mostly red. Both main takes down as well. But it looks like the resets coming out from Eagle managed to keep that damage rolling. And that's going to be objective taken by Riptide. Unlikely we're going to see any stall coming out from Team 499.
I agree. Yeah, that dive, when it's actually executed, is fairly hard on the pause. As soon as he, or as soon as the
round over, we will be pausing because we've got a disconnect, unfortunately.
And start the timer.
Yep, starting the timer now. Just as a reminder to everyone, both teams have a 5-minute time bank for their pause. So if hopefully DMAC can get his connection
issues situated
fixed up before the timer runs out. But yeah, both teams 1-1 at this point. This is really, really close.
Yeah, I believe that the 499 running that Zen with 2 high hit point tanks is fairly hard to keep up with just a Zen and a Lucio. I believe if they want to dedicate themselves to that standard or old style of 2-2-2, they should just run a Ana, but we shall see what they do here. Maybe they stick on the... Oh no, they do not stay on the Ryan, they go Winston. Do the down.
On the other side, we've got that infamous Thara Mercy coming out from SSHD and A-Gold. Really, really strong on this map in particular with the bridges.
Yeah, this may potentially be a brick wall coming for 499, seeing as they only have a Zenda to really deal with it. Well, of course, Diva that can
Diva can block bullets,
damage.
and Cupcake might be able to dash into her, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the Zen to keep that Pharah Mercy suppressed.
Yeah.
DMAC holding the defense matrix, blocks the concussive blast. That's a good start. Capitano goes down right away. Potato Man. So does Donut in the backline to Choco. And that's going to be a very early fight one with the supports down for 499.
Fairly dominant showing out of Riptide right there. They were able to pick off the Lucio cap on Lucio.
Cap on Lucio went down right away to Potato Man's McCree. Heavy burst damage from that hero. You got to be careful.
Well, we'll see how they engage. Will they choose to go across the bridge, or will they pussy out and take the long way?
It looks like they are taking the long way. That's a dangerous choke to push against the Pharah, but to be fair, so is the bridge.
Yeah.
Alpink goes down to Potato Man. Then McCree, I think they switched to McCree honestly because of Alpink, because of they recognize the amount of pressure that the Tracer was putting onto them. Oh, Potato Man is just going insane with that McCree.
Yeah, Hux just had no support whenever he went in there by himself. Just stayed in there a bit too long. He just stayed in there a bit too long.
Yeah,
with the whole team, the whole enemy team around him, while the rest of his team wasn't able to really capitalize off his absence. And
this is looking bad. Riptide has nearly all of their ultimates at this point. Hopefully, 499 can figure something out, because even if they do, that Mercy Res is still going to fix up the entire team of Riptide, so they've got to be able to take out that Mercy.
Yeah. Once again, I believe that 499 is just doing the same thing that Riptide did, where they're just going around and playing point instead of actually diving and getting the pick they need.
Oh no, 499 gets a lot of kills, but the Mercy Res just fixes up everyone on their team. But even with that Mercy Res, looks like 499 manned up and were able to kill them again. And even despite the the sound barrier from Cal to keep the team alive after the resurrect, 499 are able to kill them and retake the point.
Well, that's a fairly good and long hold coming out for Riptide. Seeing as they have 92%, they just have to put that point and hold it for like a few moments, and they already won the second round. But 499 have to struggle and actually do something.
They got a few ultimates. Here comes the behind him coming up from Potato Man. He gets defense matrix in the face by D-Mac and just dies. Oh, poor McCree. And with that, both supports on the side of 499 are picked off by Choco. But even despite that, numbers advantage still on the side of 499, and they'll be able to hold on just fine.
Eagle using his burrow ult there, where when half of his team has died and another person died soon after he used his ult. Using a Pharaoh or using a Pharaoh or the D.Va isn't the smartest thing, seeing as she can use her right click to get all the damage. Ooh.
That was a good dive coming out from Riptide as they kill two. Sound barrier on the side of 499 to keep them alive in this fight. Albink finishes off Potato Man. And here comes the D.Va nuke, doesn't get anyone. The Mercy goes down, that's a good start. No second chances for Riptide at this point. And they're just fighting on point at this point. Farrah goes down to Hux's Winston. And Riptide are just consistently staggering into this point. Albink finally goes out to Choco, but they just keep on getting cleaned up. And that's going to be another fight run by 499.
Yep. Riptide seemingly spreading themselves a bit too thin and just spreading out a bit too much, seeing as one person is just either on point and another few are off on the side, and they're just getting focused down by 499 with their dive.
Transcendence on the side of 499 here, as well as the Dragon Blade. That's a lot of ults to keep him up. SHD has the res. Is he going to be able to get it off? Big rocket barrage coming out from Eagle, gets eaten up all by D-Mac. Hug takes up Potato Man. SHD goes down with the res. Capitano finishes her off. Feels bad, man. And with that, that's probably going to be map going to 499.
Round 3.
Yeah, that D.Va was just doing far more work than any soldier would, seeing as he was taking out both the Pharah and the Mercy. Seeing as the Mercy was pocketing the Pharah, and the Pharah was just using their ult one after another. Toward the end there, it was kind of acceptable, seeing as they were the only ones alive, so he had to use his ult, otherwise they would just instantly lose. But yeah, I have a feeling that Pharah pick wasn't the smartest thing to do, even though that 499 didn't have a soldier. D-Mac starting to shine on that D.Va. Pulling out that, instead of pulling out those fat hooks off that Roadhog, he's pulling out those really good defense maker and blocking a ton of damage.
Yeah. Ooh, Potato Man's moving to the Reaper. Oh. A lot of teams are trying out this new Reaper here. Trying to hopefully using that large damage from Reaper's shotgun to take out any diving Winston. But they still got to get around defense matrix.
Riptide once again just going straight to the point, ignoring the dive part of their dive comp.
But it's working out for them this time. D-Mac's mech goes down to mostly Red Winston's app. And they do have a Reaper to give a lot of damage pressure onto the point itself. Hugs goes down to Cal's Zenyatta. And now they're going to be diving onto the backline here once numbers are down. Capitano finishes off Potato Man with the old beat. But Choco cleans up.
My aim is
Well, I was fairly surprised. I thought that Riptide would do the usual where they just go straight to point. However, I may speak too soon, as casters usually do, and just get destroyed. Yep, there goes Hux on that. Reinhardt gonna be playing the point a lot more.
Yeah, he's gonna be they're gonna want that that a lot more static zone pressure coming out from the Reinhardt instead of Winston. Seems to be working out better for them. Sound barrier on the side of both teams. keeping them alive. Albink goes down to Potato Man, however. Transcendence on the side of Riptide, and here comes the Dragon Blade from Cupcake. Let's see if he can do anything after the Transcendence ends. Swinging away, manages to die to Cal without getting any kills. That's unfortunate. Cal finishes off 2, Cal finishes off 3, and Eagle kills Capitano as well. Impressive, impressive aim from Cal.
The defense coming out of Riptide was fairly well executed. That barrier by SSHD was fairly like game breaking, I guess. He just negated all the damage that 499 had coming in, and just that was just very good.
And these, man, I feel like these Dragon Blades aren't getting as much value as they used to, probably because both teams aren't really running Ana anymore. So those Nano Blade. Here comes the Transcendence from the side of 499 to try and keep his team alive. High Noon from Potato Man doesn't get anyone, unfortunate. Here comes the nuke from Dumac, doesn't get anyone as well. But Choco on the back line, cleaning up Donut and Hux. And Cupcake, Cupcake, Dumac, and Albink are the only ones left on point.
499 staying on there a bit too long. Just
they're not going to be able to get a coordinated fight anymore. Yeah. The Reinhardt
Riptide
just stagger in.
Yeah. 499 just had stayed in there a bit too long. They should have just died and regrouped for one last fight, but two people just stayed in there
around way too long.
Showing that even though this is basically a GM game, people still don't know how to regroup, or still don't regroup very well or very often.
That's gonna be we're gonna be moving to the outdoor map for the final point. Both teams have gone 1-1. These teams are really close. Really impressive stuff coming out from both teams here.
Yep, this is the game-deciding match, or the game-deciding round. Will 499 head off to the semifinals, or will Riptide head off there?
No fair mercy from both sides, however. Looks like Riptide are going to be sticking with the triple DPS without a fair mercy this time around. While Dumac is still running that Diva, so no fair reign from both sides. We're going to see how well both flankers can take out the Zenyatta's of either team. Tracers poking away at each other, both teams jockeying for position on the point. Dumac blasting away with it. Diva Mech, no kills yet. Albink takes up Potato Man, that's a good start. Choco kills Capitano, but Albink gets another kill onto SSHD. Ooh, and that's a big wave of kill feed, as with those two picks, the dam waters broke, and 499 able to finish him off.
Yeah, that was fairly good execution coming out of the side of 499, just cleaning up everybody. And Cal, as usual, just always in the back, trying to get those sneaky discords and beautiful.
Kill becomes re-engaged from Riptide. Cal takes out Albink, and Algo takes out Donut. This is a really good start. They're able to take out a lot of the backline, and honestly, these fights are going. Whoever gets the initial 2 picks are able to just snowball that advantage and just annihilate the disorganized team afterwards.
Well, that is dive after all.
Dive.
You have to go in and get those 2 picks to win the fight.
Here comes 499 looking to retake here. 31% on the map for them. They're going to be flying into the point. Dumac getting on the point already. Donut goes down early to Choco, and Cal with a Transcendence, and a lot of ults used by Riptide, but they are able to hold on to point.
Yeah, I believe that Dumac was a bit too focused on going onto the point, and he just left his supports to deal with the rest of the DPS and stuff.
Get annihilated by Choco in the back, yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't able to rake them.
Albink gets a nice stick onto Reaper, but it's Reaper. It's Potato Man 77. He just sits that's fine. A lot of defense rolls coming out on the side of both teams here, keeping the teams alive. Hux goes down, Potato Man 77. Albink finishes off Cal. Fight the split here. Diva Nuke coming out from Dumac to keep himself in the fight. Potato Man 77 looking in the backline to assassinate the Zen, but Zen finishes him off, saying, "No, thank you. I am not interested in your product, Reaper." However, 499, yeah, 499 is still annihilating on point here.
499. First time's okay, second time's kind of judgy, and third time's not coincidence. They used 2 of their support ults once again, back to back. Didn't use it staggered at all. They just used them both at the same time, which is
Unfortunate. But despite that, they're still able to win. Able to stick on the point long enough here. These fights go a long time with these heroes. Potato Man gets 1 kill onto Donut, but gets potentially fixed the rest of it. A lot of traded kills coming out, but it looks like there's a lot more blue on the map right now. That's 499 still able to maintain presence, and Cupcakes Genji getting a lot. Cupcakes Genji and Albing getting a lot of kills here.
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire. Both teams are fairly close to the winning and moving on to the grand final or the semi-final. My apologies, I'm stroking out. Please help me. Call 911.
It's been a long match right here. Here comes the Dragon Blade coming out from the side of Eagle. Let's see if he can get anything. Looks like his team is cleaning up with the damage additional coming out from the Dragon Blade.
That's the benefits of having the triple DPS comp. You can rely on 3 DPS to help you win these fights.
A decent stagger from Elbing, but they're going to have this is probably going to be the last fight of this match itself. Just a few ults on the side of both teams. A sound barrier for 499, but Transcendence on the side of Riptide. This is going to be one brawly fight. Here comes the sound barrier to the channel early. Dragon Blade into the Transcendence.
The deciding fight.
Albing managed to pick up SFHD while in the backline mostly where they're just bullying for Donut. But despite all that bullying, Donut's team able to clean up quite well. Mostly Red focusing so long on the Miata that he's not able to help his team.
Yeah, that was just, I don't even know what went wrong there. I guess the it's because Riptide doesn't have a second tank and they can't really tank
exactly
for
without mostly Red there. It's just squishies on point for.
Can we pause the game? Dumac, I believe Dumac has DC.
We can't fight here. No, he's. I can't pause unless they call for it. That's really bad. I don't know if I should pause if they call for it. Otherwise, we're gonna keep on going here.
Quite unfortunate on the side of
that really sucks.
You see it at the end there.
Not much I can do there, and that's going to be the point going to.
See you later.
We're so close to winning.
Yeah, I honestly, that DC was. That's really disappointing. Yeah. I don't know if I should have paused there or not, to be honest.
I don't believe so. I think you're right that in the middle of a fight you don't pause the game.
In the middle of the fight is like there's not much I could have done there. Even if I paused, Zumac would have disconnected. His player model would have left, and yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, everyone. Connection issues plague everyone, unfortunately. And that's going to be map going to Riptide. They'll be moving on to the semifinals, and we'll see who they'll be playing next. So hopefully you guys stick around for the future match. We'll try and get that out as quickly as possible. And yeah, I'm CX Dave.
I'm Brother the Master.
And we'll be right back with more MOONMOON Invitational.